Today is payday, so let's go ahead and budget my bi-weekly paycheck using the cashless budgeting method. Let's get right into it. Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki. If you are returning, welcome back. Now, every single payday, I like to budget out my paycheck, show you exactly where my money is going and how I actually plan bi-weekly. So let's get right into it. I have my budget notebook right in front of me. So this is the first thing that I do once I get paid. Well, really on the day before that I actually get paid. However, I did not do this one on the day before I got paid. I actually did it today. So therefore, you will not see a remaining amount because I do not remember how much I had remaining in my checking account. So the very first thing that I do is I go ahead and I fill out my worksheet and I put my pay date. So I'm actually paid on today. Today is December 19th, 2025. And then the next thing that I focus on is the income section. Now, usually I will put whatever is remaining in the account. Like I said before, I would normally sit down on Thursday night and actually check in with my finances and see what I have remaining in my checking account and put that number down. And then once I'm actually paid, I just go ahead and fill everything in. However, your girl did not do none of that. She did not check in with her finances on Thursday. So therefore, there is nothing remaining. Although I know that there was something in there. But for the sake of the video, we're just going to put 0 for nothing remaining. I didn't even put it on the worksheet or whatever like that. The next income source is actually my paycheck. So this is paycheck number 2. And I budget my paycheck at the lowest amount that I've ever received. And so far, that has been $2,100. Now, going into 2026, I like to just raise my investing and do a little changes to my income or whatever. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna be doing come 2026. Right now I'm investing 5% of my income, and my job put 5% as well. I'm thinking about raising that to 7%, but something is actually telling me to raise it to 10% and still get that 5% from my job, because my job, they're not gonna put no more than 5%. That is the max that they're gonna put in. So y'all let me know in the comments what I should do. Should I just go 7% and see exactly how much money that's going to be? Or should I go ahead and do the 10% and just put it all out there? Now, I did also add vision to my plan this year. So I'm figuring out that my check is probably going to be a little bit lower because, every year it seems like the medical insurance, the dental insurance, everything goes up. And then I also added vision this year because your girl need to get her eyes checked because your girl been having some problems with her eyes and stuff like that. So I made sure to add vision for 2026, but I'm not exactly sure what is going to be my lowest amount. So I won't find that out, I guess, until the first check in January. But I want to go ahead and set aside either that 7% or go ahead and do that 10%. So that way I can go ahead and lock that in and I can actually see how much my paycheck is going to be. Now, I would be all right if I can at least bring home $3,000 a month. I would be all right. It'll be a tight budget. However, y'all know I do get paid for content as well. And then that, I'm thinking maybe I could possibly use some of that to supplement where I may, need some money. I don't exactly know. Hopefully I won't, but I have to just really sit down and really lock in with my finances and see what can I cut, what can I downsize, what can I get rid of and those type of things. So speaking of content, I budget content at the lowest amount that I've actually was paid. Oh, did I say how much I was paid with my paycheck? I don't know. But the lowest amount that I budget for with my paycheck is $2,100. I was actually paid $2,151.81. Now for content, I budgeted the lowest, which the lowest is actually $0. But I was actually paid $2,865.64. And that's what I'm saying. It's like right now, currently, majority of my content money is just left in my savings. And then I put aside money for taxes or whatever. Now I do use some of the money to put back into the business, and I do also have a little bit of expenses, but like right now my content money is almost up there with my personal savings, and it is crazy. So that's where I'm just thinking, like, you know what, let me just go ahead and invest more with my job, and then I can maybe possibly use this content money. But now that I'm saying this out loud, maybe I can invest the content money instead of just my job, and I can just continue on with the 5%, maybe even raise it to 7%. And maybe outside of the job I can have, because I do have the Roth IRA, maybe I can just go all in with the Roth IRA with using my content money. So let me know y'all if y'all think that's a better plan. Just max out the Roth IRA with the content money every single year, because I could possibly do that and not have to really pull from my personal income from my full-time job. So the next thing I do is I come to my my monthly calendar, and this is where it's going to tell me all of the bills and expenses that's going to be taken care of with this paycheck. How do I know that? Is because I highlight my paychecks or highlight the bills and expenses a color, and that tells me what paycheck is going to take care of what. So last pay period was blue, so everything highlighted in blue was taken care of with the first paycheck that I got paid in the month. And pink is everything that's supposed to be taken care of with this paycheck. So I wrote all of that stuff out, and that actually came up to a total of $1,083.07. And y'all know I like to go ahead and just put the mortgage and utilities, half of that to the side as well, so I can just be prepared when it comes January. I can already have that money out of the way, out of my account, set aside already in its account, so that way I don't have to think about it. I don't have to figure out where I'm going to get this $1,750 and stuff like that. Every single time that I'm paid, majority of the time, I just take out the $875, put it in the joint separate house account. I guess we could call it a house account for the mortgage and utilities, and I just let it sit there, and that's how I do that. So now with my income, everything total up with the income of $5,017.45, and then the bills total up to $1,083.07. If I add, or if I include the $875 for the half of the mortgage and utilities for January, that totals up to $1,958.07. So now what I do is a zero-based budget, where I take my income and I subtract all of the bills and expenses just to see how much money do I actually have left. So once I take that $5,017.45 and subtract $1,958.07, I am left with $3,059.38. Now, this is not money to spend, because of course I like to separate the content money from the personal income. Even though I know I have direct deposit for my content money, I have direct deposit for my full-time job, I still like to include it in here so I can actually tell you guys how I actually separate that money. But I just wanted to include it in here so it basically can give you inspiration to start creating content, y'all. Like, as you can see, my content money this pay period, I made more in content than I did at my full-time job. And I do my content stuff part-time. So $3,059.38 is remaining from when I do the income, subtract the expenses. And when I take out that $2,865.64 for the content, what I do with that is, just like I said earlier in this video, I put 25% aside for taxes. I put 25% aside for savings. I put 25% aside just for back into the business, for me to, like pay for the bills, for me to go get new items, invest in myself, that type of stuff. And then 25% goes to me. Now, when I was paying off my credit cards and rebuilding my emergency fund and things like that, I would use that money to do those type of things. But now I'm thinking about using that money to strictly just invest and to just really go all in with my Roth IRA and max it out come in 2026. But I'm still, I'm still iffy about it. I feel like it's a great plan, a great thing to do, because I really don't spend much money when it comes to my content stuff or whatever. So I'm definitely thinking about really doing that. So now what I do is, once that content money is already set aside in that account, I just, go ahead and do the things that I was just telling you with the 25% for ways. Now I'm left with $193.74 remaining in my checking account. So that's the money that I can actually spend. Now I still have to do Christmas shopping, which I already have that set aside. I've already done majority of that. I just got to get a few more items, like I did do majority of that today. So I just got to get a few more items, and then I'll be completely done. I know, last minute over here, but the thing that I got to get, they should always have this item. I just got to get a little TV, replace the TV in my son's room. So I'm just going to get that for Christmas for him. And that's pretty much it. That's how I budget my bi-weekly paycheck without using cash envelope. This is what I call a cashless budget. I basically have checking and savings account, just like how people have the cash envelope. So if you are interested in my budget workbook, I do have a budget bundle where it includes a budget workbook, a budget spreadsheet, a debt tracker, and a savings tracker to help you get organized with your finances, so that you can see see exactly where your money is going, because 2026, y'all, I want to do more investing. I want to do more saving. I want to do more just getting in control of my finances, and I hope that you are trying to do that too. Like, I know y'all be watching these videos and just watching your girl do the dang on thing, but I want you to do it too. I want to congratulate you too when you pay off your debt. I want to congratulate you too when you save X amount of dollars, when you meet your savings goal. I want to congratulate you too when you put your down payment on your house and you move in and stuff like that. Like, don't just watch me, do this stuff with me. That's the reason why I share these videos. That's the reason why I post these videos. That's the reason why I just put all of my business out there, because if I can do it, you can do it too. But that's all for this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.